The internet has got it's a slow news week, guys. It's not, but it is in terms of big stories. So we're gonna roll with this. I was gonna bring it on trending this week, but I figured this would be the best. So the internet has gone wild over this video of a girl describing a day in the life of a 29-year-old single female without children. And I'll play the video for you guys, and we're gonna read some of the reactions, and you let me know what you think. I don't think this is that bad, but you go ahead and let me know in the comments on Rumble your opinion on it. We'll play a couple videos of her. We'll play the first video, and then we'll come back to me. Go ahead and check this one out.
It's 10:45 a.m. on a Saturday. I am 29 and single, and I don't have kids yet. Here's what your Saturday morning looks like when you're single at 29 and you don't have a kid running around the house. I didn't rise from my bed until 10:15. Every time I thought, I should probably get up and do something. I thought, why? Nobody's making me. I'm not missing out on anything.
10:15 is a productive Saturday for me.
And I didn't get home until 1 a.m. And I danced and drank my little heart out. And I didn't pay a babysitter to watch my kids as I did that. And I woke up a tad hungover this morning, which is probably why I was in bed for so long. And I was just scrolling on my phone and I saw a picture of Shakshuka and I thought, you know what sounds really good? Maybe I'm gonna learn how to make shakshuka today. Because I have no plans and I don't have kids and I don't have a husband and I don't have errands to run. I can go to the grocery store and learn how to make shakshuka. So that's on my agenda today. Also on my agenda, probably a rewatch of some Real Housewives of New York. I'm also doing a rewatch of Normal People on Hulu, which is really spicy and I highly recommend. Weirdly, I'm into this documentary on Netflix about blue zone countries. So I've got a pretty stacked day. Anyway, I say all this to say, whenever I'm hard on myself about why I'm not married and I don't have kids, and I should be further along at 29, almost 30, I wouldn't want to do anything else this Saturday. And I know that you can do all these things when you have kids and you're married, and I understand, but the effortlessness and ease of my life, just kind of focusing on myself and the shakshuka I want to make or the Beyonce concert I want to go to really pays off when I'm hard on myself for not being where society tells me I should be in life.
Well, I don't know. What'd you think of that video? I thought it was pretty benign. Well, honestly, sorry, go ahead.
What do you mean benign?
I didn't think it was that egregious. I thought it was just some random woman talking without any substance to it.
Yeah, I think she was just trying to make a point that you can do whatever you want when you don't have kids and you're not married. But
see, I don't even think it was that, but go ahead.
I think
there's something deeper to it.
Well, I think when you're depending on your partner, you can still do all those things.
Not when I'm your partner. You have to sit here and slave away and make merch. That's all you can do.
You're
that's
not going to let me make
that's all. No. Well, if you're going to cook, that's okay. Shakshuka. Shakshuka girl is what we're calling her. No, not when I'm your partner. You have to slave away and make merch all day, every day. That's all you do.
That's true.
Yep.
But I do agree when you have kids. I mean, we don't have kids, but
right.
I just to clarify.
Yeah.
That's not something you'd be able to do.
Make shakshuka?
No. I mean, just
that's like tomatoes and some eggs. It's actually pretty easy.
Okay, no, not that. Stop. I didn't even know what that was.
It's some ethnic dish out of some terrorist country. I don't know.
I mean, just have a free day like that.
Yeah, you don't get them as often.
Yeah,
right.
Just have a day where you can just sleep in. Well, for me, that's waking up early, but
right.
Just sleep in and just kind of do whatever you want with your day. I think she was just trying to make a point.
I don't think she was trying to make a point to. I think she was trying to make a point, but I don't think she was trying to make a point to the audience. And I'll get into that in a second here. I think she was trying to make a point to herself.
I think she was trying to make herself feel better.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, she was trying to make herself feel better about not being married and not having kids.
Yep. So the internet, of course, had very rational takes on this. So here's the first one by @InTheConcepts. Shakshuka girl, the shining beacon of nihilism, excuse me. You make the shakshuka and watch the Hulu to cope. Of course you want to do those things because what the fuck else are you going to do? Care about someone else? Who wants to do that? Culture of narcissism. Here's the next one. Shakshuka girl wouldn't get the pushback if she didn't shit on kids and families. Congrats on your hangover, I guess. And then let's check out this tweet from Matt Walsh, who, by the way, I like Matt Walsh. I think he's pointed out a lot of the transgender insanity stuff, and he's done a great job at dunking on a lot of the idiocy, especially around sex change surgeries for kids. But I do think sometimes sometimes I think Matt Walsh gets on some topics that maybe he doesn't really believe in just to stoke controversy. We do that too sometimes, but it's just because it's fun. Right? We talk about stuff, but you can tell when I'm joking. Sometimes, and Matt Walsh has a very dry sense of humor. So sometimes I think Matt Walsh gets on some topics that are kind of a waste of time, especially when you've got stuff like, kids getting mutilated and stuff, and he tries to take them very, very seriously rather than a lighthearted segment like we're doing here. So go ahead and pull up the tweet that Matt Walsh said. Matt Walsh said, her life doesn't revolve around her family and kids, so instead it revolves around TV shows and pop stars. Worst of all, she's too stupid to realize how depressing this is. If you don't have a family, at least do something interesting with your time. These people have absurd amounts of free time. They do absolutely nothing with it, wasting their lives staring at a little glowing box. Absolutely soul-crushing. Mind you, that was tweeted from a little glowing box. Nonetheless, here's my thing. Again, I like Matt Walsh. I don't listen to his show anymore because it's too negative, and it's part of it's stuff like that. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, clearly what this girl was doing, and I'll get to my point. I don't think that this was her shitting on people with kids. I don't think she was trying to make a point that it's okay to not have kids. And if that's what you guys don't want to do, that's completely fine too, obviously. I don't think that's what she was doing. I really think that this is someone who's trying to, like you said, cope with the reality that she's not where she wants to be in life and not where she expected to be in life. You can tell just by the tone of her voice and looking at her face in that video that that's clearly someone that's not happy, and this is a coping mechanism. And I looked at her profile, and she's 29 years old, like she said. She's got out of a long-term relationship very, very recently. So this is obviously someone that's going through a dilemma right now. Let's be real. You're 29, especially as a woman, and you want to have a family and get married. The clock's ticking if you're single. Especially now, I mean, you just press the reset button. So you've got, I mean, I would like to say you got, 6 months to recover and then 2 more years to get to know your next partner, but the way people do things now, you'll probably be married with kids in 8 months. Go figure that out. I don't know. You had premature babies or something. That's the way people do things now. So I have no idea. But in reality, you're 29, especially as a female. Clock's ticking if you want to have those things in life. And you can tell that she's pretty stressed, and she's trying to make the best of her situation, and she's just coping. She's just coping with the reality of an unfortunate situation that a lot of people and a lot of women are finding themselves in these days. I don't think she's this big man-hating feminist. I didn't see any indication of that. I didn't see any indication that she was one of those cringy anti-kid people you see on Reddit. I don't see anything like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments on YouTube and Rumble if I missed anything, but I didn't see anything like that. I didn't take anything like that from that video. Maybe I'm just too nice of a guy and I give too many people too many chances. What were you going to say? You have the mic. Now you can talk.
Thank you.
Yep. Inshallah.
No, I was just going to say, if she doesn't want kids and she doesn't want to get married, that's fine. If people don't want to do that, that's fine. That's what they want. But I just don't see that from her.
No,
I don't know. Like you said, I didn't get that feeling. She didn't say one negative thing about kids. Like, when people want to be all negative and talk shit about kids, she didn't say anything like that. She's
clearly trying to convince herself that her situation is better than she thinks it is. That her situation isn't that bad. It's very clearly a self-coping thing. And the fact that people are going after this woman, I mean, I get it. She's a public figure. She puts this stuff out there. But going after her just seems a little weird to me. When there are plenty of people like you just described that hate families and children and marriage and men and all. Plenty of people that make absolute clowns out of themselves on the internet every day. And I think she's just a weird target. So she made a response video. Take this with a grain of salt. You always hear this stuff that people get threatened with all these violent acts and insults, and I don't know how much of this is true, but go ahead and check out her response here.
Hi, my name is Julia and I'm 29 and single. Yesterday, someone named Matt Walsh decided to repost a TikTok video that I posted to his 2.4 million followers on X, formerly known as Twitter. And the way that his followers bullied me in the comments, reached out to me on social media, threatened me, was honestly abhorrent. Some of his followers said that I was going to die alone. I should actually die and never leave my house. I should be sexually assaulted. I'm pathetic. I'm a whore. And that I was dead behind my eyes. Honestly, that one kind of made me laugh because I use Kosas concealer and I thought that it was working. No, but but really, if you haven't watched the video, I suggest you watch it. It's all about how I, a 29-year-old single female, decided to spend my Saturday watching reality TV, learning how to cook shakshuka, and sleeping in until 10 a.m. And these people were really, really, really riled up about my choices on a Saturday. But here's the thing about social media. While it can be a really crazy place, which I experienced yesterday, it's a place where there's content for everyone. Here's who I'm creating content for. I'm creating content for people who are taking their time creating the lives that they want for themselves. Because it's the life that they want, not something that society has deemed correct. People who are feeling anxious in life because they haven't met their person yet or started a family, aren't rushing or settling to meet someone because some internet troll is telling them that they're gonna die alone. And you know what? There's a 40 to 50% divorce rate in the US. And I believe that figuring out who you are first and foremost and meeting your partner at that point is going to decrease that divorce rate. And if you're lucky enough to have the family and friends and support that I do, none of us are going to die alone. And I believe that we're all going to meet our people, and we're going to do it living life by our own terms. Life's too short to be living life figuring out what Matt Walsh wants us to do, or what some internet troll behind their keyboard is saying. If anyone is wondering, the shakshuka I made was delicious, and I'd love to share the recipe if anyone's interested.
Well, couple of things. First off, the point she made about waiting to find the right person and not rushing into marriage, we say that on the show all the time. A little bit of a base take there. Little based, okay? With that said, when she said that who she's making content for, that took a turn I wasn't expecting. I thought she was going to say skinheads, neo-Nazis, but she's not making content for neo-Nazis. I'm glad she clarified that. No, she's actually Jewish. She's actually Jewish, as she said in another video.
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler.
Here's the thing, though. On the first video, men make videos like that, too. There are sad men out there just like there are sad women. The only difference is when men make videos like that, it's typically a manifesto that was recorded right before they shoot up their ex-girlfriend's place of employment. That's usually the difference. Or they go in some type of incel-related killing spree or something along those lines. We don't overuse the word incel. I think it's completely overdone. I got called an incel on a video where I made fun of Mia Khalifa the other day. Someone called me and said it was an incel take by an obvious incel. I'm like, okay. Don't tell that to the girl I'm marrying in a month. Please, don't let her know I'm an incel. Don't let her know. God, no. That's going to be a surprise to her. Like, what have you been doing down there for the last 4 years? Oh, God. Well, here's the thing. There have been a lot, like, obviously, like she said in the video, I don't know how many, I find it hard to believe someone threatened to rape her over that. Then again, it is the internet, so maybe they did. I have no idea. It really doesn't matter because anyone who's going to actually follow through on something 9 times out of 10 isn't going to threaten you in your DMs. That's a good rule of thumb. I've received death threats in my DMs, haven't done anything about any of them because they're all full of shit. And we're more than capable of handling the problem if it should ever present itself by ourselves right over here at the That's Base studio somewhere deep underground at outlawstreamers.com. I don't know about all that, but then again, it is the internet. So maybe some idiot did say something, one of the millions of people that saw that video. I can't believe that video got... Seriously, of all the videos that go viral and cause outrage, that may be the most benign piece of content we've ever reacted to on this show. Like, I'm not exaggerating. That may be the most benign piece of content we've ever done a reaction to on this show. With that said, like she said, she's obviously gotten some nasty comments from it. We read some of them on here. Some of the more easy ones, like the nicer ones. I don't think it's appropriate to go after this girl. Certainly don't think it's appropriate to threaten her. And I absolutely don't think it's appropriate to make parodies of her. Parody videos like this one.
It's 10:45 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm 29, newly single, and don't have kids yet. Here's what your Saturday morning looks like when you're single and 29 and don't have a kid running around the house. I didn't get up until 10:15. Every time I felt like I should get up and do something, I thought, what's the point? The bottle of pills I'm gonna swallow is still gonna be there tonight. I went to Beyonce last night and didn't get home until 1 a.m. I ugly cried the entire Uber ride home and offered to double the driver's tip if he'd just hold me so I could finally feel the sweet, warm embrace of another human for the first time in years. He said no, then sent me a cleaning bill after the ride so he could get the smell of cat pee out of his car. I didn't actually wake up hungover this morning because I'm at the point where my body needs alcohol the same way yours needs oxygen. I proceeded to spend the first half hour of my day getting wine drunk and hate scrolling through my sister's Instagram. She's married with 2 kids. Sometimes when I'm at her house, I try on her underwear and pretend I'm her. At 10:45, I had my weekly phone call with my mom where she talks about what a disappointment I am and how she wishes it was me she miscarried instead of my brother. I cut the call short because I noticed some black teenagers walking down my street that needed 911 called on them. This morning, between my hourly Pornhub sessions, I found a recipe for shakshuka and decided I might make it tonight. It probably won't happen though. I'll probably just end up ordering Uber Eats for the 5th time this weekend. I killed George Floyd.
What kind of monster would make a video like that? What kind of animal would make those types of jokes about a woman who's clearly just in a fragile, delicate state and coping with a harsh reality? That is a sick individual that would make those jokes.
How dare you?
That's a sick, and the good thing is we found him. And if you want to get in contact with him and give him a piece of your mind, you can reach out to him, tim@outlawstreamers.com. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.